Welcome to this holiday edition of Channel 97 News.
We come to you today from the well-decorated conference room here at OHS. And here's a look at just some of the stories you will see on this show.
We investigate the impact of new food guidelines in our schools.
We take a look at a recent wrestling duel held for a good cause.
We go back in the day to learn more about one of our favorite OHS teachers.
And we rock around the Christmas tree in this month's Teacher Student Challenge.
We'll have all that and much more on today's edition of Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now.
Welcome back to Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Adam Rowland.
And I'm Mikey Bellinger. Our first story examines the new food guidelines held in our schools. Here's the scoop.
There are many restrictions on food served in school imposed by the state and federal governments. These restrictions have hit close to home at Oakville High School.
You can't sell things at lunch at that particular point in time. You can't sell things in the cafeteria because of during the lunch period. After school, before school, that's okay. Instead of having food rewards for students, to have some other type of reward, whether it's watch a movie, which we're not all that thrilled with, but I think that's the biggest thing is fundraisers and rewards for kids for doing things like, winning the food can drive. We used to give kids breakfast when they won the canned food drive. This year we gave t-shirts. So that's how it affects us.
In January of 2012, a Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 was published by the government, which put a lot of restrictions on any school that participates in the National School Lunch Program. And basically it tells us what we need to serve to students. And this year we had to institute lunch, and next school year is when we have to start breakfast guidelines.
Students have mixed feelings about the restrictions.
They're telling us we can't eat this food during parties at school or at school at all, but they still sell candy bars and junk food in the vending machines.
It's our right as a citizen to consume what we want in our bodies.
Some people don't like the fact that, there's a law telling us what we can and can't do in terms of food. I think it's just been hard to adjust.
With photographer Holly Dinkins, I'm Daniel Carter for Channel 97 News.
Everyone looks for a little extra help to get to college. Here's a story about some information you may want to know.
Where's Rachel?
Batman, aren't you in the wrong interrogation room?
Oh. Well, this is awkward.
After a long day of investigating, I've managed to find some unique scholarships.
So there's this Star Trek church out in California, and if you send them a one-page essay on why you love language, they'll give you a scholarship for a couple $1,000.
And then there's that yo-yoing scholarship for $300. It has its ups and downs.
And now, on to a serious note. Here's Steve King.
FastWeb, FAFSA, College Board, as well as Missouri Connections. The reason why we recommend those four are those are very reputable companies. A rule of thumb is you should never have to pay money in order to get money. So typically a postage stamp would be as much money as you'd want to spend when you're trying to secure your scholarships.
As you can see, Oakville High School has won many awards, but here's one student attempting to gain their own.
The biggest one so far has been the Jack Buck Scholarship to Southeast University, and it's a scholar leadership sort of thing, and only one senior from every high school can be nominated to go for it, and the guidance office decided to pick me. It takes financial burden off yourself, but it also takes financial burden off your parents and off of your children in the future.
With Connor Sandboss rolling the reel, I'm investigative reporter Austin Baumgartner signing out for Channel 97 News.
When Oakville met Lindbergh last week on the wrestling mats, it was more than just a competition between rival schools. Jacob King has the story.
The wrestling programs at Oakville and Lindbergh High Schools have held benefits the last few years. This year, the two schools met at Oakville on December 5th for a slightly different reason.
In the past, the wrestling program has done the breast cancer event with Lindbergh, a number of other sports with football and basketball, volleyball. They all do events for breast cancer, so I think it's a nice opportunity for us to kind of change it up a little bit. However, it does have some personal meaning, which is why we made that change.
This is the Dane Vogel Memorial Duel. Basically, we started with Lindbergh. Dane passed away in March of last year from type 1 diabetes. His brothers wrestled here at Oakville. His dad was a longtime coach at Oakville. His dad was a state place winner at Lindbergh, so that's why we did the meet with Lindbergh.
We have a very nice relationship with Lindbergh. Lindbergh's athletic director used to coach wrestling here many years ago, but Coach Lieberoff and their head coach are friends. They kind of started coaching together when they were younger and are similar age, and I think younger coaches have a more willingness to try things and do new events.
For Coach Lieberoff, last week's duel was personal.
I have a connection with the Vogels. I've known them for my entire life, so it's a big connection for me. So I kind of have my heart's kind of set in this duel right now and what's going on. So yeah, I think it means more to my guys, I think, a little bit than the Lindbergh guys, but they've done a lot to help too and set a lot of things up. Josh Hansel, their head coach, helped out set the whole thing up and things like that. So they're a good program and really helped get this event going.
The Oakville varsity defeated Lindbergh 40-31, but more importantly, the event raised $700 for juvenile diabetes research. With photographer Jake Morhard, I'm Jacob King for Channel 97 News.
We all know him as a math teacher and a girls basketball coach, but there are a few things you may not know about Mr. Aaron Bosch. Here's more.
You may know Mr. Bosch as the geometry teacher or the varsity girls basketball coach here at OHS. But ever wonder what he was like in high school? Let's go back in the day and find out.
I went to Lutheran High School South, and I was involved in basketball, football, and track on the sports side. And then I was in NHS. I was in student council, did a few plays, I did a musical, and I was also involved in the jazz band. I wouldn't say that I was like the popular one in high school, but my high school was big on sports. And so being an athlete kind of put me in the popular crowd. And I was asking around advice on what I should do when I grow up, and the people that I kept asking other than my parents were either former coaches or former guidance counselors that I had gotten to know really well in high school, and it kind of hit me all at once that the impact that they made on me, and that I thought that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Plus, I liked the sports aspect, so I wanted to get into coaching when I got older.
We heard what Mr. Bosch had to say, but what about his wife?
An athlete, but he was pretty quiet and shy actually, but he was pretty popular, but very shy with the ladies. He was in charge of the talent committee, so he emceed all of the skits. So all the Greek chapters come together and they do skits, and he was an MC and I was in charge of the service projects. So he decided to propose to me on stage. In the finals night of talent, he sang to me.
So would you please do the honor of becoming my true companion and marry me?
With photographer Alex Hugrich, I'm Angelique Bartley, reporting for Channel 97 News.
It's less than 2 weeks until Christmas. Have you made out your wish list yet? If not, here are some ideas.
The holidays are fast approaching, and you know what that means. Presents. We have the inside scoop on exactly what Oakville wants this year.
Fertilizer to make me grow.
To get my crazy eye fixed.
A Cinderella castle for my daughter. Lightsaber. Lightsaber would be good. I'll take a lightsaber. I need a TI-89 calculator because I'm a math teacher.
A really big TV. I want the iPhone 5.
And I would like, my car is getting a little old. I need an oil change. I need a transmission flush. I would like a Ferrari. I need a new teddy bear.
2 liter of grape soda, a bucket of chicken.
I'd like a new SOR officer here because Andrews is terrible. I'd like to win a basketball game.
Signing off, I'm Maddie Elking with Maddie O'Brien behind the camera. Happy holidays, Oakville.
Well, that's holiday gifts, but what about decorations? Mikey and I break out the holiday decorations in this month's Teacher-Student Challenge.
So, Ben Howard is on the good list this year.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Boss, I need to talk to you.
Hold on, let me call you right back. Adam, calm down. What's the problem?
Boss, all the elves went on strike. They were mad because they said that you were eating all the cookies in the factory.
What? This can't happen right now. I don't need this. Christmas is in 11 days. Mikey the Ho-Ho Bellinger is coming to town. The trees need to be decorated.
I don't know, boss. Do you have anything in mind?
We will recruit some new elves in this merry edition of Teacher vs. Student Challenge. Follow me.
It looks good. Brennan, you look like Harry Potter. Oopsie.
Now you've broken an ornament. This is going to make this more difficult.
Sal, I don't know how this thing fit on your head, that big fat melon that you've got. Sal, is your middle initial G as in Grinch?
Gosh, look at you, Mr. Brennan. Where did you go to, like Martha Stewart? Oh, whoa, all right. Oh my God. Okay, that's cool. Oh wow, you guys, this is really, really good. What am I gonna do here? You know, given everything, wow. Sorry, Mr. Brennan, but Sal, you won.
Sal, you saying sausage tree, man.
So, Adam, did you decorate your Christmas tree?
No, I should probably get on that. You want to help?
Yeah, well, first you gotta make me some cookies. Ha ha, ho ho.
Don't touch me.
Ha ha. Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News. Thanks for watching. I'm Mikey the Ho-Ho Bellinger.
And I'm Adam the Fat Elf Roland. Remember, Oakville, keep your eyes on the Tigers.
And I'm Mikey Bellinger. Our first story examines the food guidelines that exist in the Melville School District.
How do you mess up on the Melville School District?
Was that right, though?